The proposal started lang naman when they said, I'll put $200 on top of
200 million.
the $200 million. I still vividly remember that conversation that started it all.
During that time, nakwento mo sa akin na yung isang anak mo, nagtanong siya bakit kaya na tayo nang nagsasabi ng totoo at gumagawa ng tama? Tayo pa yung nahuhusgahan, tayo pa yung napaparusahan.
And I told my wife, just in case that I be brought to the Senate, I will still tell the truth.
Bago ang tagumpay, may kwentong di mo alam, pera at buhay. Ito ang tunay na usapan.
Chinkee Tan, with over 6 million Facebook followers, 2.8 million YouTube subscribers, and 2.4 million TikTok fans, is now all out to share with you the most practical, simplest path to lasting wealth.
Sa araw na ito, may makakasama po tayo na isang tao talagang ika nga umingay noong 2008. Is known as the whistleblower of the controversial NBN-ZTE deal. He took courage to stand against corruption in the government despite his personal risks that has brought to his family and his life. Yung storya po niya is all about exposing the wrongdoing. Pero in so happen, telling the truth. Ano po nangyari? Siya pa ang napakulong. So sa episode natin na ito, alamin po natin kung anong mga pagsubok na pinagdaanan niya at anong mga leksyon na pwede nating matutunan. So wag na natin patagalin. Ladies and gentlemen, mga ka-Iponaryos, let us welcome Mr. Jun Lozada. Palakpakan naman! Hi Kuya Jun!
I think so. Nice to be here.
Yeah, Jun, grabe. Talagang we met each other in 2008.
Yeah? Yeah. Way back.
Yeah, nung lumabas yung issue na yun, tapos napunta ka sa Lasal Green Hills. Tapos yun nga, sabi ko na bakit ganun? Kung sino pa yung nagsasabi ng totoo, siya pa yung parang sinusubukan. And I went to see you personally. Can you remember that? Yeah.
Usually, the people that you meet when you're at the bottom are the ones that you don't forget di ba? Kasi madaling magkaroon ng magkaibigan pag successful ka, ganun ka. But yeah, when you're persecuted and so the people you meet at that point in your life are the ones that you really hold, the ones that you don't forget easily.
Maraming salamat. Jun, maraming nakakilala sa'yo about the ZTE issue. But before we talk about that, I want to talk to you about you as a husband, you as a father. Sino ba si Jun Lozada sa mata ng kanyang pamilya?
I was a good provider for them. Ako rin yung mahilig ako magturo sa mga bata. So, yeah, and then my wife's more the disciplinarian more than me. So ako yung I'm the more friendly one with the children. So, yan ang well, basically it was a normal life lang naman before that scandal. The ones that were really affected, which I didn't realize, especially our youngest, Kasi when NBN happened, they were barely like 6 years old. They were kinder in Green Hills. And nung paglabas ko na sa Bilibid nga, so we were talking about memories. And I just realized, sabi nila, they have forgotten many of their childhood memories.
Huh?
Yeah, ang naalala na lang nila nung naka-exile na sila ron sa Lasal Green Hills. I didn't realize that the trauma that the children went through. My daughter before also did not speak for months. Kasi nga, security people has to bring her to school. There was also an attempt to kidnap her. So, ganun pala yun, na how shall I put this, that I didn't realize how much trauma that the children had because of what I did, So, yun ang naging ko, things na I owe a lot also to the children, that because of that stand, as you said, for truth and country, pati sila, marami rin palang pinagdaanan, So, I hope bawi na lang because they're twins. Sabi niya, alam ko naman na mahal ka ng Diyos, mahal ka ng tao. But, but they can also not deny that they also went through a lot.
So Jun, you can answer this or not. Pinagsisihan mo ba na nagsabi ka na totoo?
No, actually never, because before that thing happened, before naman the Senate was sent me a subpoena 3 times eh. So there was a lot of time then for discernment. So naturally, si Violet, the wife, my mom, my sisters, practically all the women in the family said, don't ever do that. No.
What do you mean don't do that?
Don't ever testify against the president. No.
Ah.
So, ganon. Siyempre, risk-averse ang women folks eh. Siyempre, ano nila is protect the family and everyone, no? Which I also considered seriously, no? But the night before I left for Hong Kong, kasi pinalis na nga ako ng gobyerno, umalis ka na muna sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
Kasi the Senate was that was my 3rd subpoena na eh. So Malacanang said, lumabas ka na muna ng Pilipinas, kami na bahala dyan. Just in case that I be brought to the Senate, I will still tell the truth. So she was saying na paano yung mga bata, and then and then I have to say sorry to my wife kasi sabi ko nga, God, this is between me and my God na eh. Parang if I will not tell the truth, as if I turn my face away from God eh. I don't know. Personal, spiritual decision eh. There was no politics in that decision eh. I was not in touch with anyone. It was, it was a very personal, spiritual. That's why when people would learn how much money I was offered to tell a lie, and the positions, the carrot and stick naman lahat yan eh. So the carrots, when people would learn the magnitude of the carrots being offered to me, they will tell me, tanga ka talaga. O tanga, parang ganun. And I understand that. Sabi ko siguro from the eyes of, if you look at this from the eyes of the word, you will really call me stupid. And I will understand that. I will understand that.
But in the eyes of God?
Yeah, when you look at it from the eyes of your faith, and then there's no choice but to do it. Tell the truth. And because my theology kasi is so simple eh. Love others as I love you. Diba? If I took all of that money, I love myself more than everyone else, no? So, just to go back, no, never ako nagsisikat na nung nasa bilibid ako.
So Jun, ano yung values na naiwan sa'yo ng magulang mo that really built your conviction?
Siguro most of it would one from each, no? From my mom nga. My mom kasi nga, she's the regular church goer in the family, no? I know for some reason, she's the one who would teach me to pray for others, especially for Russia before. And can you imagine, I was really young. And I always saw Russia nung parang panahon na parang communist country. But she said, no, I'll pray for them. So, ganun. So, can you imagine, I didn't realize that before, no? To pray for others. Not just others. Pray for the Russians, pray for the Irish. Kasi during that time, there's so much trouble in Ireland, di ba? Between the Catholics, the Protestants. They're both Christians, but they were killing each other. So, I got it from my mom. Love for others. Even di pa nga Filipino yung mga yun, no? So, and for my dad, it's really just to be upfront with people.
Mm-hmm.
Para my dad, he travels light. He travel light because he has passed na. Probinsyano nga siya. So, we're from Albay. And he's part of the Chinese community there. So, wala. Doon sa kanila, salita lang. Yan na yun. Meaning, you honor your word.
Tama.
And then I took that. Pag nagsalita ka, siguraduhin mo na paninindigan mo yan.
Wow.
Even if you later on would say, parang ano ako rin. No, pag nagsalita ka na. So that's all. From my mom is that to pray for others, and for my dad to always honor your word.
Yeah.
So, yun pala yun, no? You just realize it on hindsight na.
Mm-hmm.
That's why nurture is so important. No, if you're nurtured well by the values of your own parents, and then parang unknowingly you carry it with you na pala. No, so and then siguro I should give credit to my elder siblings as well. Kasi 13 kami, Chinks eh.
Wow.
We're 13. I'm number 11 And then my youngest brother that went to prison with me was number 13. So my elder sister, number 4, was like a BIR examiner, and she quit her job because she cannot take like the corruption
Yeah.
in the workplace, no?
Negosyong pangmatagalan at kumikitang pangkabuhayan ba ang gusto mo? Mag-franchise ka sa Rigasco.
So she went to Bangko Sentral where there's parang almost none, no? So can you imagine that? Na parang everyone was saying na, oh, ano to, di ba? BIR examiner ka na. One, in fact, her like contemporary became a BIR commissioner. So can you imagine that kind of, if money is the only like measurement of success for the family? So that's my elder sister. And then my one of my elder brothers naman who worked with PLDT for practically his entire life. Ganun din. They were the ones that were like catching all of those that are doing all this illegal. Man. And then that rub off on me also. Parang may mga idol ka na. And then practically all of my sisters, all of my elder siblings, wala kang makikita na pumasok sa illegal o ganun. Kahit na pwede, and then they'd rather step away from it. That sort of like, that was the kind of family setting that I grew up in.
Yeah. Pero may nakwento ka sa akin na talagang napaisip ako ng malalim eh. When you were, yun nga, during that time, nakwento mo sa akin na yung isang anak mo, o yung bunso ba, nagtanong siya eh, bakit kaya na tayo nang nagsasabi ng totoo at gumagawa ng tama? Tayo pa yung nahuhusgahan.
Yeah.
Tayo pa napaparusahan.
Yeah.
So, can you please explain?
Yeah, it's really difficult to answer mga innocent child, no? With how the word is and everything they learn, like in school, like in their Christian living classes, no? So, actually it took me a while to be able to explain it to them well. No, that, yun na nga, in our world, there's always that spiritual, kasi yun nga nasabi ko, there are always two dimensions no? In the spiritual dimension and the physical dimension. Sabi ko sa kanya na, ay nga, it's really a spiritual decision for me. And usually the word doesn't agree with that. So the word is like persecuting us. It was painful, no? Because I saw the kids losing their innocence, the blissful innocence at a very young age. Na those are the age na dapat naniniwala pa sila kay Santa Claus.
Oo nga.
Di ba? At 6, at 7 years old, when they watch like someone would cut the news and say, daya talaga nito. Can you imagine? At 7 years old, they were already like, not just aware, but they're already affected by national issues, no?
Kasi, wala, you're the father. Di ba?
Exactly. So nakikita na nila. Even some of the politicians that were trying to parang take advantage of their situation, ganon. And nasabihin, wag mo. I will not just mention the name of this politician. Gave them like
Yung mga
game console.
Oh.
And then one of my boys, the smallest one, said, is this from dirty money? So yung ganun ba things na syempre shock lahat, no? But to think na 7-year-old boys will already ask, is this from dirty money? So I mourn that parang you'd like to keep that innocence sana as long as you could, as long as time will permit diba? But for them, no. Parang their innocence was shattered. Kasi ano sasagot ng mama nila? Ba't hindi tayo makauwi sa bahay? Why can't we be with our dogs? Bakit hindi ganon, di ba? Hindi kasi bad people are after your papa. Ganon. Why? Ang daming why, di ba? So, si Violet naman, took the direction na, let's just tell them the truth. Let's not cover anything. Parang, but as a result of that, they became jaded at a very young age.
Jaded in the sense na, ano sila, yung parang, they want to protect themselves siguro from pain.
Yeah, even trust became difficult. Kasi ganun pala. Kaya sabi mo, ikaw gumawa ng tama, ikaw ang ikaw hinahabol, ikaw ang papatayin, ikaw ang ikukulong, ikaw kinakasuhan. Society needs trust eh. You need your citizen to trust you eh. You need family to trust each other, ganon, di ba? So, for me, if I reflect on it now, that's one of the things that was stolen right away.
Yeah.
You cannot trust authority.
Yeah, grabe. Guys, ito lang po I just want to speak out to you guys who's watching this right now. Na minsan sa opisina, minsan sa eskwela, minsan sa buhay, na ikaw na gumagawa ng tama, ikaw pang masama. Experience mo ba yon? Kung experience mo, type experience sa comment section. Not only that, kung nakaka-relate ka sa storya pa lang, sa umpisa pa lang, na storya na ito ni Jun, kwento mo naman kung ano yung ginawa naman sa iyo at anong ginawa mo na tama na ngayon ikaw pa nanguhusgahan. So later on also we will tell you, kasi karamihan ng mga nanonood ngayon dito hindi na alam kung ano yung issue ni NBN-ZTE. True. Abangan nyo na lang later towards the last part. I just want to focus. Pero right now I want to transition naman. Let's talk about yung practical side of finance. When you think about money, what does enough mean to a Jun Lozada?
Actually, it's simple lang. Enough for me is to be able to provide for the family, send them all to school. Because I always tell them there's so many kinds of wealth eh. Kasi many people would always associate wealth lang with material things eh.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you can be wealthy with friends, di ba? Yung social wealth. Marami kang kaibigan, marami kang ganon. You'll be wealthy with your wisdom. Wealthy ka, marami kang alam with your intellect, no? So, and I always tell them ever since that just like how Solomon was offered by God, would you like to have all the treasures like kingdom? Sabi niya, no, I'd rather have wisdom.
Wow.
So, I always tell my children that ever since they were young. Kaya nga mga pangalan nila, si Moses, si Abraham, si Magdalene, di ba? Si David Thomas, Peter Jacob. I always tell them like, if I can only like show you and model and give you down wisdom, I'm sure the good Lord will already take care of you.
Grabe.
Meaning, sasabihin nila sa amin sa Del joke, pero okay, di siguro pa kung may iwan ka konting pera sa akin. Ikaw naman.
Pero, antindi nun. Grabe. I would say, kasi I teach about personal finance. Matindi yung you know what? Kasi wisdom, honestly guys, is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Number one, it can help you to create, when you have wisdom, it can help you to create money, create opportunities. But also, when you have wisdom, it will protect you.
Yeah.
It will protect you from making bad choices and decisions. And in the process, it will protect you and prevent you from losing hard-earned money.
Yeah, true.
Grabe talaga. Alam mo. So, right now, going back, siyempre, you taught about integrity, you live simply, di ba? Kayo, as a person. So, fast forward, kasi that was 6 or 7 years old during that time. Ilang taon na ngayon yung
23.
So, tell us right now, anong naging impact right now sa kanya as a 23-year-old? Yung nakita niya, bakit mali nagiging tama at tama nagiging mali. Tapos, ano naging impact sa kanya ngayon as a 20-year-old?
Alright. They're very discerning now.
Okay.
Alam na nila yung tama at mali. They don't easily fall to the tricks of the devil. Kasi the devil would show you all the treasures, all of these nice things. Pero sa kanila, and I can say that, ang sukatan nila is, how did you earn it?
Wow.
Malaki bilib nila sa mga negosyante. Malaki bilib nila sa those who create wealth in the right way, no? And, I teach them all of that as well, no? And sabi ko nga in my prayers, like, because my prayer now, Chink, is so simple, like, Lord, lead me to do your will, no? Lord, pakita mo naman sa mga anak ko na, doing good, being truthful sa'yo. I know, like, your kingdom is not of this earth. But not for my sake, but at least for them to believe in you na pagka nga, God has only, yan lagi sinasabi, God has only parang goodness for those who love and trust Him, no? So, yun lang ano ko sa Kanya. Lord, wag mo naman ako i-zero. Pakita natin dito kasi, truth to tell, I guess, takes a lot of humility to admit it na during those 3 years in prison, talagang we have to scrape the bottom talaga. Mahirap, things. Kung wala kang pera na susuporta siya sa pangungulungan, talagang dusa ka. No? So, yun ang ano ko na with God's grace and mercy, no? The boys have reached that, that it's not all about money.
Wow.
No? So, yun ang, and I've shown it to them. So, I'm still grappling with the devil with one son, but hopefully the good Lord will give me yung ano yun. Kasi that boy was really hurt with, kasi ano siya nun, kumbaga, supposed to be a teenager during time, grade 6 or grade 7. So, and di na sila pwede lumabas. There's so many restrictions. Can you imagine, you're growing teenager ka, tapos hindi ka na pwede lumabas?
Yeah.
Tapos nasa kumbento ka, di ba? So, that sort of like, that hurt him.
So guys, ito lang naman para sa mga taong nagnanais na umasenso, umunlad at yumaman. Wala namang masama. Be careful of what you become in what you pursuit of in life. Mag-ingat po tayo kung ano nagiging pagkatao po natin pag tayo naghahangad ng mas maganda. That's the reason why, yun nga, the Bible also mentioned, we have to protect yung tinatawag na word called greed. Diba? Kasi pag naghangad tayo, yun nga, parang in contest ba, na sinasabi, money is the root of all evil. Well, actually, money is not the root of all. It's the love of money. The love of money more than friendship. The amount of money before relationship. The love of money more than your name and reputation. That is the root of all evil. Kaya wag natin titignan ng perang masama. Neutral yan eh.
Yeah.
Kung paano natin ginagamit ang pera. Kaya nga, grabe. Alam mo, yung habang kinikwento mo, I can really feel the pain. Not only from you as a provider, as a father, na deprived ka doon. Kasi nawala ka ng matagal. Pangalawa, also, I can feel the pain for your children na, yun nga, because of that trauma. At makikiusap na rin ako siguro, I'll take this opportunity. Let the man who had no sin cast the first stone. Lahat naman tayo nagkakamali sa buhay. Ako, I also had my fair share, Jun, of making bad decisions. But yun nga, every time when we make bad decisions, ito lang pong pakiusap ko po sa inyo. Kung ikaw ay nagkamali, aminin natin nagkamali. We take ownership, we take responsibility, and then we promise that we will learn from it and do better. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na nagkamali tayo, tapos ipaglalaban pa, i-justify pa natin yung pagkakamali. Di ba, Jun?
Iba nga, Chings, hindi nag-justify. Pinagmamalaki pa. So ngayon, yan ang, we have gone the wrong path so far away that now, before, they'll hide pa what they stole eh. Now, no, they'll just flaunt it. So, ganun na. We have gone the law.
At shout out din naman ako para sa mga taong na nagkamali. There's hope.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? There is hope. God will forgive us for the mistakes that we have done. And the society itself, I do believe, is also understanding and forgiving. Yes, we have the cancel culture. I was canceled before also. Pero as you admit, as you want to take ownership, I do believe that God, people will give you a second chance.
Yeah. Can I add something to that second chance? Ano man, things when I was in prison, no? 3 taon kasi ako ron. The gospel came alive to me in prison eh. Alam mo, one of the parable of the landowner that I called for workers, some came in the morning, mid-morning, midday, afternoon, late afternoon, and yet at the end of the day, he paid everyone the same.
Fairly.
Yeah. So I thought, parang that was unfair of God.
Exactly.
But in prison, I saw it. I don't know if the camera can pick up. I'm having goosebumps. So, kasi doon, I encountered people that maybe would, to the victims or the families of their victims, might be the devil incarnate themselves, But at a certain point, God naman continue to call us, and they respond, and God would touch their heart, and they'll turn to the Lord. And I see the same peace, the same mercy. Sabi ko nga, my intellect could not absorb it before. Can you imagine like one came to me and said after like a really like cathartic sharing, sabi niya, kasi naging mayor ako ron. Yor, para ako na naginip kay Kristo kanina. Kaya lang, parang gising ako. So, ganon. So, I know. Sabi niya, alam mo, Alex, kasing dami ng ulan ng kasalanan mo, may masisilungan ka sa akin. I knew that could not come from that imagery could not ever come from that person. I was telling him na, Alex, isa lang ibig sabihin nito. Kasi he was a criminal because he came from an abusive family. As far as I can remember, by 10 years old, magnanakaw na siya eh. So, early 40s na siya nung nakarating sa akin. Parang they practically their gang commit practically as
Anything and everything.
lahat na. And then sabi ko, Lex, sabi ng Kristo sa'yo na min na nga, napatawad ka na niya. Kasi dami ng ulan yung kasalanan mo. Kaya ako patawarin mo na rin sarili mo.
Wow.
Kasi for them, they could not ever forgive themselves for all the things they've done eh.
Actually, yun nga yung isang sorry to cut you off, no? Mabilis humingi ng tawad, mabilis magpatawad minsan. Pero ang pinakamahirap patawarin ang iyong sarili.
Yeah.
So, continue.
So yun nga, so then I can see the peace that comes to them. The fervor of their faith. Ay, kaya ito pala ibig sabihin nun, na kahit dumating sa dapit hapon na,
Sa sobrang dami, di ba?
parehong pagmamahal ang ibibigay,
Grabe.
parehong bibigay
Diyos.
sa kanya ng Diyos sa kanya. So, lahat yun, pati yung parang weeds beyond Chinkee, kasi I'm not really good in memorizing the verses na the vineyard owner planted good seeds and at the evening time the enemy came and then throwing the weeds, and when they were both growing, the workers were asking the vineyard owner, do we pull out the weeds? And don't pull out the weeds. You might pull out the good ones with it. Doon, Chink, nakita ko yun.
Mag-grace talaga.
Ito pala yung sinasabi nung sinasabing pinukwentang yun ni Kristo. Even the Beatitudes would parang became alive there. So, kaya, sabi mo as you were addressing kanina, yung mga nagkamali, sa amin kasi like now, I just see them as deceived by the devil. Kasi doon nga, ewan ko if kasi we do live sharing, like every other day. And someone will tell, like, pag tinanong ko sila, sinong nananalangin dito sa laya? Ay, hindi po yun, kasi malayo kami sa Panginoon noon. Sinong lumayo? Ikaw yung Panginoon. Kami po. Pag sinabi, gusto mo malaman paano ka nalayo sa Panginoon? Ganon. But at the end of that session, we simply tell them that we were all deceived by the devil. Because God would not create a bad creation. When God create a bad baby, sabi ko sa kanila, ikaw sanggol pa lang ba, sinabi ng magulang mo, ito magiging mamamatay taong batan to, di ba? Ito magiging rapist to.
Hindi.
Wala. Sabi ko, but as we're growing up in the world, which is the dominion of the devil,
Yeah.
we got tricked by the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
And then pag na-realize lang nila na, bakit lumayo, but nung nalinlang na si Eva at saka si Adan, lumayo na ba Panginoon? Hindi po.
Hinanap pa nga sila eh.
Anong ginawa nila?
Nagtago.
Nagtago sila. Bakit daw? Nahiya sila kasi nakahubad, kaya natakot silang magpakita. Ayan, sabi ko. Kayo, ngayon, pag nandyan na yung mga, kumbaga, yung nagpipreach, ba't kayo nagpupulasan? Saan galing yan? Ba't nagtatago kayo?
Nahiya kayo.
O ba't natatakot kayo pumasok sa simbahan? Saan galing yan? Sa Diablo po. So, those that we see now as evil, they're simply deceived by the devil.
Yeah.
Because there's always, I believe now, there's always goodness in everyone.
Exactly.
So, so when you address kanina yung mga nagkamali, just turn back to the Lord.
Yeah. Alam mo guys, ito lang Again, I'd like to take this opportunity, just like as Jun's saying, lahat tayo ulit nagkakamali. Pero I pray to God that this episode, you will learn how to forgive yourself. But Chinkee, I say I've done so many. I don't think there's God's grace and power can forgive me. Let me tell you this truth, and the truth will set you free. If there's one sin that you did or can do that God cannot forever forgive, let me tell you this: Christ died in the cross for nothing. Di ba?
Yeah.
Walang saysay yung pagkamatay niya. God just made a mistake of sending His one and only Son.
Yeah.
So that's the amount of grace and the amount of love. When sin abounds, grace abounds.
Amen.
So guys, as I promised a moment ago, na we will reveal to you the story of what happened talaga. Especially for the young people na hindi pa nalalaman kung ano bang dahilan. Kanina pa sinasabi, Jun, I was incarcerated, my kids persecuted and everything. Short lang. I know it's a long. Paano ba talaga nag-umpisa yung NBN-ZTE yun?
Yung NBN kasi stands for National Broadband Network, no? And in 2005, there was already like the initiative to rethink how to prepare the country for this coming digital economy, this digital age now, and the AI age, no? The idea is to connect all the schools. Kasi the kids, parang sasabi namin lang, the best way to prepare the country for this coming age is expose the children to this na. Because the kids, walang takot yun eh. So even us, the engineers there, no, who are like putting together internet even for the private side, even us, we could not imagine what is happening online now eh. So but we know like, oh, give this to the kids, give them that sandbox, that digital sandbox. You don't need the one like in the US, how many Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or now sina Sergey, you need, di ba? Konti lang yan eh. You just need a few of these whiz kids to have access to that environment, no? So they love the idea. Bring all the children on the broadband, no? 2005, by 2007, the plans were already in place. Ganun na nga, approved na. So, kanong lang naman is, sige, magkano na yung amount, no?
At the height of the NBN-ZTE controversy, the deal worth $329 million made national headlines.
So, we came out with an amount of $129 million for the pilot. Pilot pa lang. It's a national project naman. You don't do it right away.
Oo nga, nang
You
malaki.
just do it muna ng isa and then check or refine it, no? Retune it. So, the proposal started lang naman when they said, I'll put $200 on top of
200 million.
the $200 million.
Mm.
And then that really sort of, yun na nga yung, during that time, yung became my famous soundbite.
At may bubukol dyan.
Can you imagine the commission is bigger than the project cost itself, no? And then that's, parang I still vividly remember that conversation that started it all.
Mm.
So,
would you say na talagang itong nangyayari na ganito, is it a special case or systemic talaga siya?
I think this is systemic. I just, maybe it's as an aside, I was asked by some religious, but sabi ko, alam mo sister, from Egypt to Israel was supposed to across the Red Sea, 3 days lang naman yun eh. Took them 40 years. Ay ko, ganun din tayo. If we Filipinos will continue to worship the golden calf, anything gold we worship, parang lahat, puro yan palang sukatan natin. Believe me, we will be wandering around this desert for years and years, no? Ganun, Chink. So, yun na nga. The people have learned to worship the golden calf. They may say amen, amen. But in reality, they worship the golden calf, no? I mean, one of the more painful experience ko was, that encounter with the religious figure, no? Na like you think is the prince of the church that would tell me that, no, truth and lies are the same anyway.
Ha?
Hindi ba? So, yeah, so,
Sinabi sa'yo?
yes, importante yung kondo, di ba? So, my soul had been hurt a lot, no? Siguro I've been wounded a lot. And that's why when I say na, not until there's a real turning back to the Lord, the golden calf still like lords it over.
Yeah. So, ang kailangan talaga natin yung hindi yung political revolution. I do believe what you're trying to say. We need a spiritual revolution.
First. Because the external naman will just be coming from
The internal.
the interiority natin.
Yeah.
How many parang redemptive figures already came in our political scene, di ba? Only to disappoint again.
Yeah.
Kasi yun nasasabi ko sa kanila na power kasi Chinks is an amplifier.
Totoo.
When you're good, it amplifies your goodness.
Yes.
But when you're bad, so there's naman no real pure black, pure white. It's a like gray, di ba? So, but if there's still a lot of gray there, you amplify that grayness as well.
Yeah. Yan nga parang isang malaking malaking parang pinag-uusapan at saka contention and debate. Ang pera ba, kapangyarihan, nakakapagbago ng tao? 'Di ba? Ang paniniwala ko, ang pera, kapangyarihan, hindi kayang baguhin ng tao, pero kaya lang ilabas ang tunay niyang pagkatao.
It's an amplifier.
Yes, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, so, and then that's why if you want to see somebody, the real kasi nga, I keep on saying like, our failure to realize our God-given potential as a people, it's never been a lack of resources. Heck, we have so much. Not a lack of talent or brilliant ideas. It's always a lack of character. Character rooted in love, in God, gano'n. Kaya sabi ko, gusto mo malaman ang pagkatao niyan, lagay mo sa puder.
Tama.
Matik yan. Yeah, that's why we can see like, that's why the youth are almost cynical already. Kahit sino nilagay nila. So, it's really powers and principalities talaga. So, I'd like to elevate na change the discussion above politics. Politics kasi para sa akin is just, meaning it's just a manifestation of what's inside.
Yeah.
So, we need the field. Kasi isa pa pala to, no? Why I'm still very hopeful about this country?
Bakit nga?
Season it eh. No amount of darkness can defeat God's light. Mama, how can we be the most Christian if we're the most corrupt? It simply means one thing, we're not the most Christian.
Kulong-kulong. Paano ka ba nakulong?
Nakulong ako dahil lang nga ron sa tumistigo kami. All of that were like dismissed naman. 15 cases and just one na lang.
Na-neglect yung case na yun.
No, they did not neglect it. They actively pursued it against me.